Before we begin this powerful story, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We share real stories that inspire, teach, and stay with you. Your support helps us keep them going. Jacob heard that Laban's sons were saying, "Jacob has taken everything our father owned and has gained all his wealth from what belonged to our father." Jacob noticed that Laban's attitude toward him had changed. Then the Lord said to Jacob, "Go back to the land of your fathers and to your relatives, and I will be with you." So Jacob sent word to Rachel and Leah to come out to the fields where his flocks were. He said to them, "I see that your father's attitude toward me has changed, but the God of my father has been with me. You know that I've worked for your father with all my strength, yet he has cheated me and changed my wages 10 times. But God has not allowed him to harm me. If Laban said, 'The speckled will be your wages,' then all the flocks gave birth to speckled young. And if he said, 'The streaked will be your wages,' then all the flocks bore streaked young. So God has taken away your father's livestock and has given them to me. In the breeding season, I had a dream. I looked up and saw that the male goats mating with the flock were streaked and speckled. The angel of God said to me in the dream, 'Jacob.' And I answered, 'Here I am.' He said, 'Look up and see that all the male goats are streaked and speckled, for I have seen all that Laban has been doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed a pillar and made a vow to me. Now leave this land at once and go back to your native land.' Then Rachel and Leah replied, 'Do we still have any share in the inheritance of our father? Does he not treat us as foreigners? He has sold us and used up what was paid for us. Surely all the wealth God took from our father belongs to us and our children. So do whatever God has told you.' Jacob put his children and wives on camels and drove all his livestock ahead of him. He set out with everything he owned to go to his father Isaac in Canaan, while Laban was away shearing sheep. Rachel stole her father's household gods. Jacob deceived Laban by not telling him he was running away. So he fled with all he had and crossed the Euphrates, heading toward the hill country of Gilead. 3 days later, Laban was told Jacob had fled. He took relatives with him and pursued Jacob for 7 days, catching up with him in the hill country of Gilead. Then God came to Laban in a dream and said, 'Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad.' Laban caught up with Jacob and set up camp nearby. He said to Jacob, 'What have you done? Why did you deceive me and carry off my daughters like captives? Why did you run without telling me? I would have sent you away with joy and music. You didn't even let me kiss my grandchildren and daughters goodbye. You have done a foolish thing. I have the power to harm you. But the God of your father spoke to me last night. He warned me not to say anything to you. Now you have gone because you long to return to your father's house. "But why did you steal my gods?" Jacob answered, "I was afraid you would take your daughters by force. But if you find anyone who has your gods, that person shall not live. Search and see for yourself." Laban went into Jacob's tent, then into Leah's, and into the tent of the 2 female servants, but found nothing. Then he went into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the household gods and hidden them in her camel's saddle. She was sitting on them. Laban searched but found nothing. Rachel said, "I cannot rise before you, because I am having my monthly period." So Laban searched but could not find the gods. Jacob became angry and said, "What is my crime? What sin have I committed that you hunt me down? You have searched everything I own. What have you found? Set it here in front of your relatives and mine. Let them judge between us. I have been with you 20 years. Your sheep and goats never miscarried. I never ate rams from your flocks. I bore the loss myself. And you demanded payment for anything stolen. I worked for you 14 years for your daughters, and 6 for your flocks. And you change my wages 10 times. If the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had not been with me, you would have sent me away, empty-handed. But God has seen my hardship and rebuked you last night." Laban answered, "The women are my daughters. The children are my children. The flocks are mine. Yet what can I do today about these? Let us make a covenant." So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a pillar, and told his relatives to gather stones. They took stones and ate there by the pillar. Laban called it Jegar Sahadutha. Jacob called it Galid. Laban said, "This heap is a witness between you and me, and may the Lord keep watch between us when we are away from each other." Laban said, "Do not mistreat my daughters, or take other wives, even though no one is with us." "God is witness," Laban said. "This heap is a witness, and this pillar is a witness. I will not pass this heap to harm you, and you must not pass it to harm me. May the God of Abraham and the God of Nahor judge between us." Jacob took an oath in the name of the fear of Isaac. He offered a sacrifice and invited his relatives to a meal. They spent the night there. Early the next morning, Laban kissed his daughters and grandchildren and blessed them. Then he left and returned home. Jacob also went on his way, and the angels of God met him. When he saw them, he said, "This is the camp of God." So he named that place Mahanaim. Jacob sent messengers ahead to his brother Esau in the land of Seir. He instructed them, "Say to my lord Esau, your servant Jacob says, I have been staying with Laban, and now I am returning with cattle, donkeys, sheep, goats, male and female servants. I send this message to find favor in your eyes." When the messengers returned, they said, "Esau is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Jacob was very afraid. He divided the people with him into two groups, and the animals as well. He thought, if Esau attacks one group, the other may escape. Then Jacob prayed, "O God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, you said to me, 'Go back to your land, and I will make you prosper.' I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown me. Save me from my brother Esau, for I am afraid he will attack me and my family. But you have said, 'I will surely make you prosper, and make your descendants like the sand of the sea, too numerous to count.'" Jacob spent the night there. From what he had, he selected a gift for Esau: 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 female camels with their young, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. He put them in the care of his servants, each herd by itself, and told them, "Go ahead of me, and keep some space between the herds." He instructed them, "When Esau meets you and asks, 'Who do you belong to? And where are you going?' then say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a gift for my lord Esau, and he is coming behind us.'" Jacob thought, "I will pacify him with these gifts, and perhaps he will receive me." So the gifts went ahead, and Jacob stayed the night in the camp. Jacob wrestles with God. That night, Jacob got up, took his 2 wives, his 2 maidservants, and his 11 sons, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. After he sent them across, he was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw he could not overpower him, he touched Jacob's hip, so that it was wrenched. Then the man said, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." But Jacob replied, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man asked, "What is your name?" "Jacob," he answered. Then the man said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans, and have overcome." Jacob said, "Please tell me your name." But he replied, "Why do you ask my name?" Then he blessed him there. Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." The sun rose above him as he passed Peniel, and he was limping because of his hip. To this day, the Israelites do not eat the tendon attached to the hip, because Jacob's hip was touched near the socket